Brothers and sisters, what's going on? Brother Heru Horse. I deal with dark forces, dark powers. All right? Dark forces and dark powers are energies and entities that are within us. All right? These are entities that are within us. All right? So when you're talking about dark power and forces, you're talking about something that is a part of you. That's a part of your original makeup. All right? Excuse me. Part of your original makeup. Excuse me, it's a part of you as the original being, all right? Understand this here. Hollywood and the whole movie industry and the television industry has distorted the whole area of the what you call dark power, dark forces. Like these are entities that are within us that you can tap into. You're tapping into dark energy forces, and you're tapping into different forces of darkness. And the forces of darkness and the powers of darkness are completely different. Understand that. The forces of darkness and powers of darkness are completely different. They are not the same. All right? They run on different levels of energy. One run on solar energy. The other runs on lunar energy. Completely different forces. All right? When you talk about dark energy forces, you're talking about power from our galactic sun. You're talking about dark forces. Dark forces or dark energy is the power from the moon. The dark forces is the power of the sun. One end of them is the lunar power, and the other is the solar power. So one that's more powerful, that's according to your soul, according to how you use this energy, how you use this power. All this is within you, and all this is the shadow work. We talked about the power of darkness. The power of darkness is within us, and we're doing things in the dark. When you're talking about within the dark, you're going within yourself. And you're going within the spirit realm, and you're making that energy from that power, whatever, in the spirit realm, in the physical realm. This is still talking about manifestations. You're still talking about manifestations. We're talking about manifesting powers. This is something that we are literally are focusing on. So when we have a whole enemy who is literally working in what you call the shadows to try to keep us asleep, they're literally trying to work to keep us asleep. They're trying to work to keep us in a sleep state so that we would not remember, or so that we would not come back to where we come from. All right, you got to remember that our ancestors were wizards and witches and warlocks and sorcerers, and this is who our ancestors were. This is where they come from. And upon the arrival of these inorganic beings and the wars that took place, in the way they worked so hard to shut us down, all right, under viruses and diseases, and they still doing this right now. They want us to believe that this stuff is real. All they've done is literally caused us to become more powerful. All right? Because now we know how they operate. And this is all a part of studying your enemies and studying who you are. So linking into the dark powers and the dark forces is all about what you want to do. One isn't demonic, one is angelic. Understand that? Your dark forces, you got your dark energies and your dark powers. And your dark powers are demonic powers. And your dark forces are angelic. See, the angels depend on dark energy, just like the demons depend on dark energy. And this is what society wants you to know. Dark powers and dark forces. They don't want you to know that. They're not one the same. One's got a little more power than the other one. The demonic forces are far more powerful than the angelic forces, but the angelic forces can do a whole lot of damage. All right, and the demonic forces, we talked about this before. We talked about the light energy and the dark energy. How the light energy could literally cut and sever the energy. And the dark energy goes in deep and obliterates. So, excuse me, understand, overstand our ancient ancestry and our ancient powers and everything that belongs to us is deep and embedded what mankind has called a demonic. Mankind is called demonic. He's called brothers and sisters cooped up in religions and atheisms. And this religion and atheism is designed to keep us from gravitating towards your real power, because you are the God. This religion and atheism stagnates us with the fake science. It sets us back. Talk about somebody's gonna save us when we are our only saviors. Talk about someone that's gonna come and redeem us when we are our only source of redemption. And that's not atheism. Atheism means no redemptions. You don't believe you're a god and you're unkillable. That's not atheism. That's atheism. You got an enemy working tirelessly, even though they're being destroyed, even though their systems are literally crumbling, they're working. All right. So your job is to continue to go deep within yourself. That language that is spoken through my vessel, that's a dark angel of dark forces. You have the dark force language. You got your dark forces and you got your dark power. Yakaru Shakulalu Shulali Falula Ushinalu Umu Una Kakuluni Lalu. These languages alone bring about change. The languages alone bring about change. So it's important that we understand the dark powers and the dark forces, brothers and sisters, because it all belongs to us. This is all about our redemption. All right? You have to understand that this is something that's deep within us. And then in your most awakened state, you will literally it'll come out. Instead of saying, teach me this language, show me how to speak this language, it'll just blah, 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 blah. It'll just come, blah, 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 blah. So we got to know the differences between the dark powers and the dark forces. Like you said, one is lunar and the other one is solar. All right? Lunar energy and solar energies are two different energies. They come from the same source, but they're two different energies. And they work on two different frequencies. All right? When that solar energy hits, it destroys a whole lot of shit. It destroys their radio frequencies and everything. That Omicron, which is a lunar frequency, the Omicron frequency is hit. It literally caused the stock market to collapse. It literally goes down to the core. It literally goes down to the core, and they still have not recovered from the Omicron frequency. They have not recovered from it because that went deep into their system, and they literally have to create money every day for this money to activate. After the whole Omicron, they were printing $81 billion a day. Now they're printing or producing over $100 billion a day just to keep this system going. Because you have the dark powers and the dark forces. You have the lunar and the solar working at the same time. You see that full moon, when they start covering up that full moon, just know that full moon is emanate on all kind of frequencies, and they're not going to tell you about it. And then now we're getting ready to come into this solar eclipse that's getting ready to take place. Oh, it's gonna fuck them up. All right, and we're gonna talk about that very soon because we're gonna be dealing with a full moon along that time. I just wanted to share that with you all. The dark powers and the dark forces all this is within you, and this is designed for you to take part in it wholeheartedly. All right, wholeheartedly, you got to take part in this right here. All right, so deeper you go. You start doing the and you just go deeper into as you go deeper and deeper into the you start seeing or you start getting information. All right, and this is all through dark energy forces, dark energy powers. This is who we are, brothers and sisters. This is who we are. Let's bring ourselves back to that illuminating force. All right, so both of these forces illuminate. Lunar forces and the solar forces, both of them illuminate. These are illuminated forces that belong to us. I just want to share that with y'all. Dark powers and dark forces, they belong to you. Dark energy powers, they all belong to you. But we're going to go deeper into this a little later. So with that being said, much power to you all.